Hey, how's it going everybody? My name is Brian, also known as Brian. Welcome back to a brand new video. It is time to review and discuss the Devil May Cry 3 prequel mangas. Devil May Cry 3 Code 1 Dante and Devil May Cry 3 Code 2 Virgil. Originally, it was supposed to be a trilogy of mangas, Dante, Virgil, and Lady, but unfortunately, Lady's manga never got released. The artist quit. Some stuff happened and was never released and published. Now for this review slash discussion of Devil May Cry 3 manga, they're going to be really short. They're not going to be too long. They're not going to be in depth like the Devil May Cry novels. In the novels, they had details. They had great detail what was going on, the scenery, and I had a fun idea to make a whole series of it throughout the phrases and just do lots of edits and music to it. I put lots of hard work in the novels doing review and discussion, but that was all fun and games, like a story time little stuff. But here, since this is a manga, it's gonna be really different because the books they're pretty short, both Dante's and Virgil's, but they're both pretty cool and interesting. But for right now, we're going to discuss Devil May Cry 3 Code 1 Dante. So without further ado, let's rock. First, officially, let me just say, this is the beginning. This is the official beginning, canon-wise, the beginning of the whole Devil May Cry series. It gives a brief summary on how the world works, how the universe works, what's in the universe, about Sparta and his rebellion against the demon world. It talks about that, but it does not focus on that a lot. It gives you a reminder of who Sparta was and all that stuff. For the plot for Code 1 Dante is that Dante has bought this new shop. That Dante is not running a business, but as we all know in the Devil May Cry 3, he does not know what to name the business yet, so right now he's bored as hell right now. And a good friend named Enzo, you guys remember Enzo? Yeah, from the Devil May Cry novels. He does appear in the manga. But since this is canon, Enzo technically is canon. But we haven't seen him at all, so So from this being canon now, and the novels being semi-canon, there are still elements there that still take away from the novels. Like Dante becoming a mercenary, doing jobs, and Enzo is still the one that brings him the jobs for him to go out and do. But you guys all know, Dante just doesn't do any job. He does the special ones. Demon hunting. So the plot for this one is Enzo brings Dante this job of finding a missing girl named Alice, and there's a $4 million reward. But Dante, he's not gonna take it. He's not gonna take it. But later on, he does accept it, and he goes out and finds Alice. The story isn't too important, but there is a scene that kind of foreshadows for what Dante is gonna become in the future. So the whole story isn't useless, but it isn't that great. It's decent. And it does foreshadow events that will happen in the future. Now, the art for Devil May Cry 3, it's actually pretty good. It looks cool. The action scenes are pretty cool. The scenery is nice to look at. It is not a half bad looking manga. It actually has some good art style. I like to draw. I like drawing. I like looking at art stuff, mangas. Especially like Berserk, that the art there is fucking fantastic. But I also like looking at different types of arts from different artists. So I not just focus on manga or anime types of art, as also I'm interested in many different arts. So of course when I go into a manga or anything that has pictures, I do like to examine the art a lot and see if you can visually tell what's going on in the book. But overall, it has some decent fights and you could tell what's going on here and there. Not all panels look amazing. Most of the art panels look pretty cool, but there's some there here and there that just look like, did they even try? What the fuck is that? The art does look cool in some of the pictures of the panels showing Dante or Virgil's face, giving that demonic feeling. The manga is short, sadly. Now the manga is just one full chapter. There's no chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. It is just one full chapter. You could kind of tell that, you could kind of say that this is chapter 1 and this is chapter 2. When Lady that was supposed to be released, you could say it's chapter 3, but that is all it's just one full chapter of the manga. And it isn't like these mangas that have some chapters, has some different volumes. No, this is just how short this is. It's just like really short. So just like chapter 1, chapter 2. Now I've been reading a lot of manga, you know, a lot of comics, and I know how the comic style when you're reading a panel, reading like manga, is supposed to work out. When the scene is playing out, it goes from left to right. If you guys don't know how Japanese manga works, and when you're reading a manga or any type of comic book, and when you're going through the pages, usually when something big or something interesting is happening throughout the scene, the 2 pages usually set up what's about to happen for the next page. And when you turn the page, boom, big reveal. It focuses on what's happening in the scene, the most important scene. Not most important, but it shows the importance of the scenes in the manga. And some of the panels in the manga, it does have that scene. It sets up what's gonna happen, and then the next page it shows, you know, a big picture or a big importance in the scene. This does do it, but there are some scenes, there's some panels that don't really work too well. It kind of spoils the what they wanted to deliver in the scene. When you want to turn to the next page, it shows you the importance of what's happening throughout the scene. It continues on to the story. It makes it more fleshed out, more easy to understand. You guys get what I'm saying? Hopefully I do. Hopefully I didn't confuse any of you. The final rank I will give Devil May Cry 3 Code 1 Dante will be a B+. It is short, but it's still sweet seeing Dante, you know, here and there, and the art is cool. The pacing is decent, and it's just cool seeing the like an actual beginning to the series, introducing the world, the universe. Not too much. It does not build the world a lot, but it does give you a good idea of how the Devil May Cry universe is. Overall, it's a good book. Short, but still sweet. The art is cool. The pacing of the book is cool. Story, not so great, but still decent and foreshadows events that will happen in the future. Another nice, small, sweet beginning for the Devil May Cry series. Spoiler discussion. Now, this is the part where I'm going to talk about spoilers, stuff that happened in the manga, my thoughts about it, spoiler discussion. There isn't really that much stuff to talk about in this manga because it's how very short and very little interesting things here and there, but there are some stuff I still want to talk about. But if you yourself want to read the manga, I gave like, you know, a spoiler free review in the beginning, but now I'm going to talk about spoilers. But if you don't care about getting spoiled or not going to get the book, welcome. Let's talk about spoilers now. So let's talk. Now, the whole plot of this investigation of Dante trying to find this missing girl named Alice turns out to be fake. It's a whole scam. It is just this possessed demon doll who made this whole investigation of, who made this missing girl Alice report fake. He just wanted to see Dante come to find Alice, fight this big ass demon, and he just wanted to see Dante in action. Wanted to see the son of Sparta in action. And this little scene right here, this grown-up Alice who just suddenly grows some fucking tits and just turns out to be fucking hot. But still, it's illegal. My boy's smart though. He ain't gonna fall for that trap. When this demon tries to consume Dante, it shows this really cool art. This Dante over the possessed Alice, and it shows this demonic feeling, the whole resemblance of Sparta. And I like that. It foreshadows for who Dante will become in the future. Now, sadly, for Eva's death, they do show Eva's death here and there, how she died, but it's very brief. It doesn't show too much in this manga. It shows that she did die, and it shows that Dante was powerless in that event. So in the manga, it does show Dante's motivation on why he fights, on why he does what he does, and why he hunts demons. And of course, Virgil and Arkham, they meet, they talk, the exact same scene as in Devil May Cry 3, Virgil's prologue. And where they're in their library, it's the exact same thing, but just some different stuff here and there. Arkham talking a little bit more about, you know, the ancient Sparta and all the demon hells and whatnot. You know, a little more lore to it, you could say. But that's pretty much it. That's all kind of stuff I want to talk about. A little spoiler talk. There isn't that too much stuff because, you know, of how short it is. But Devil May Cry 3 Code 2 Virgil, there is some interesting stuff that I actually would love to talk about a little bit more. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give us a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe for more Devil May Cry. And yeah, next time, what we'll be talking about Code 2 Virgil. And don't worry, Devil May Cry 3 playthrough is coming. It's coming. You're gonna get a whole lot shit of it, alright? I'm gonna spam the good shit, alright? Don't worry, it's coming. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all support. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Later.